Rosen recounts something that she alleges von Braun repeatedly told her. What was most interesting to me was a repetitive sentence that he said to me over and over again during the approximately 4 years that I had the opportunity to work with him. He said the strategy that was being used to educate the public and decision makers was to use scare tactics. That was how we identify an enemy. The strategy that Wernher von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered the enemy. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would build space-based weapons. The next enemy was asteroids. Now at this point he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids. Against asteroids we are going to build space-based weapons. And the funniest one of all was what he called aliens. Extraterrestrials. That would be the final scare, and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. Quote, and remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We are going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens, and all of it is a lie. End quote. Excellent bit of info from Wernher von Braun, ex-Nazi, from the book Reich of the Black Sun, Nazi Secret Weapons and the Cold War Allied Legend by Joseph P. Farrell. Excellent book. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I imagine that a lot of people are rather up in arms with what is going on in North Korea. And they have restarted their nuclear program, they've test-fired missiles, and they apparently are being very belligerent towards South Korea. And this has thrown the U.S. administration into their pretend like you're doing something mode. So right now, this is going to serve as a good way of distracting people from some other issues that are going on. Not to say that what is going on in North Korea is not important, but it certainly serves a purpose of getting people's minds away from things that are closer to home. In recent reports, we've seen that unemployment continues to be a tremendous problem in this country. However, to offset this, we are told that things are getting better because the stock markets are going up. And they're in the 8,000 range now, and it wasn't too long ago before since they were tremendously lower than that. Of course, it's a far cry from the 14,000 where it was not that long ago. But there's certainly a lot of huge problems here in the United States that we need to be focused on. And with two particular issues right now which are taking up international news, two that I'm going to focus on, one being North Korea and the other being Israel. Now, as far as North Korea goes, really, you know, the Obama administration has done absolutely fucking nothing about this. Now, as far as I'm concerned, until North Korea does something to the United States, we really don't have any fucking business going in there and or acting like we are, you know, sitting as judge, jury, and executioner for every other country around the fucking planet, because we are not in a position to tell anybody what they should or should not be doing, because we have forfeited that fucking right as soon as we started all of the things that are coming back to haunt us now. And that is the illegal Iraq war, supposedly for weapons of mass destruction, supposedly because Iraq was helping terrorists, supposedly because they were linked to Al-Qaeda, who supposedly are the ones that engineered 9/11, according to the government story. And because we torture people, and because we go against our own Constitution, and because we have abrogated our right to sit in any lofty position in this world anymore. This country, the administrations that have come, including the one that is in Washington right fucking now, have all abrogated the right to tell any other country what they can or cannot do. So as far as I'm concerned, North Korea can build 4 billion fucking nuclear weapons. Until they actually do something against this country, we have no business doing anything to them in a very real sense. Now, if you want to talk about diplomatic things, if you want to talk about trade sanctions, whatever, to try to talk them down, so to speak, because let's face it, Kim Jong-il is fucking nuts. He is fucking nuts, totally. So, you know, I don't trust him to not nuke everything he possibly can, okay? But the fact of the matter is, I do not believe in preemptive war. So that's out of the question from my perspective. But we've yet to see what the Obama administration is going to do, because they really have not tackled any kind of serious international incident yet, have they? Now, we have Hillary Rodham Clinton talking tough on Israel and telling them that they want Israel to stop their settlements in Palestinian territory. Now, we all know already that Benjamin Netanyahu is totally against a two-state solution. There's no fucking way he is going to approve this. But for the short-term benefits that can be gained, he's going to make the effort look good for the fucking cameras. Now, how many of you are aware that Israel has these sort of claptrap, built-together pressboard and plywood constructions out in the middle of nowhere that they call settlements, that whenever there is international pressure placed on them, they then go out and make a big deal about bulldozing these things and taking them down and saying, there, we've taken down a settlement, we've removed a settlement. That should satisfy all of you fuckers out there who think we're not doing anything, when in fact that's the only reason that fucking thing exists in the first place, is so when they have a fucking camera looking at them and they have to do something, they have it already ready. A ready-made fucking settlement to go and bulldoze to say, look what we did. Well, of course, when the cameras go away, they go out and build it back up again in case they need to go and demolish it again. It's all bullshit. And they have absolutely no intention of stopping putting more settlements in and growing the settlements that they have. Netanyahu has said as much. He has basically told Obama, fuck you, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. So, I ask you, what is the difference between crazy motherfucker Kim Jong-il having his nuclear weapons, or crazy motherfucker Benjamin Netanyahu having his nuclear weapons, because everybody knows they have them. They never talk about them, but they know they're there. What's the difference between the two? What, indeed, is the difference between the two? Thank you. Good night.